there's new rate reset rules that's coming into force by January 1st next year in 2026. The Energy Regulatory Commission, that's going to be Meralco's first in 10 years that a rate reset would happen. How are you planning to adapt your pricing strategy to both comply to the new regulation and also to keep the customers thinking that this is fairly priced?
Well, as I mentioned, distribution costs have been flat for the last 10 years, and it actually only comprises around 10 to 15% of the total electricity costs. So, of course, our mandate is to provide safe, reliable, adequate electricity to our consumers at affordable costs. So, part of that affordability is really strengthening the grid, meaning to some sort of make the grid sturdy enough to withstand all the disruptions, not only of the weather, but of course, the increasing variable renewable energies connected to our grid. For example, solar rooftops. We call that actually distributed energy resource. So the solar rooftops that the customers some sort of put to be able to save on electricity. So it has a cost actually because as far as solar rooftops are concerned, yes, they will save on generation, but I think we have to make the grid sturdy enough to have visibility to ensure that it won't impact other customers without solar rooftops. So in other words, we have to have visibility to ensure that and manage the impact of too much renewables to ensure that we have a stable grid because it might cause to overloading of equipment and maybe eventually outages. So part of our filing is really enabling energy democratization, enabling our consumers to be prosumers, for them to be able to install as much as rooftop that they can to be able to generate their own power and in a way not affecting other consumers as well as the stability and security of the grid. So that's why we're investing heavily on smart technology, advanced metering infrastructure, distributed energy management systems. So we are actually really digitalizing our grid. So it's been a journey, but now it's accelerating as we some sort of support government's drive for energy democratization. I think you're also aware that the government has been allowing retail aggregation, for example, for customers to be able to aggregate their load, let's say multiple commercial or residential customers to aggregate their load and contract from a power supplier in terms of their power supply or generation. So that will give them some sort of affordable generation cost, which is actually the largest part of your electricity bill, around 60%, I think. So if you were able to contract cheaper than the rest of the distribution utilities customers, then you'll have a cheaper electricity rate. But of course, to be enabled that, we need smart meters. So that's why the investment of Meralco is heavily hinged on allowing energy democratization, customer choice, as well as supporting the proliferation of distributed energy resources. So that is solar rooftops, electric vehicles, because we know electric vehicles are heavy electricity users, but of course you won't know at what time of the day they will consume. And of course, this actually causes the variability in the load. So in as much as we want to have visibility and control, as well as the function of our grid during heavy penetration of renewables, it is the same with EV. So that's why at least it is true to our mandate of making the grid stable, reliable, adequate, for our consumer needs.